A couple months ago on the 4th of May, I posted a 1 hour long video critique of the British YouTube channel Morgz. In the video I go over how everything Morgz does with his channel, whether it's his thumbnails, titles, or bad acting, is a representation of all the bad aspects of YouTube today. If you haven't seen the video, I highly recommend it. I consider it to be the best YouTube video I've ever made, so go check it out. Anyway, I thought I was done with Morgz. The video was over an hour long, so I had said a lot, and I thought I had said enough. However, a couple days ago, my friend sent me something on Snapchat, and it was a Morgz Snapchat story promoting his new app. The app launched yesterday as of this recording, so naturally I decided to download it, and holy guacamole, it's bad. Like really bad. Like it's really bad. Before we even get inside of the app, take a look at the icon for the app. It's almost pulled straight from a Morgz thumbnail. It's honestly the most Morgz thing ever. We have Morgz making a shocked face and holding money. So already we can see that Morgz is doing some clickbait here, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe his app is super awesome and interesting and really fun. We open the app and we get some customization options. There aren't too many customization features for your character, but the app just launched, so I won't hold too much against them for that. Plus, it doesn't really matter what your character looks like. But then, after we make our character, we are immediately hit with this notification. Oh my god, are you serious? If you read this notification in its entirety, it says that if you agree, you are allowing the app to collect personal data on you, and they'll personalize ads based off that data. Furthermore, only people over the age of 16 are allowed to agree to this. Now hold up, Morgz, you know that the people that watch your stuff are kids, right? They are children who haven't even gotten to middle school yet. You can go through all the comment sections of Morgz, you can go through his subreddit, you can look at all the pictures Morgz took with his fans. They are children. This shouldn't even be an option to agree upon, because children will just click yes, sure, because you made it a brighter color and put an exclamation point there. It's almost like the scene in Parks and Rec where the company ran by Paul Rudd, who is running against Leslie for city council, sponsored their own voting machine which gives you benefits for voting for Paul Rudd while simultaneously berating you for voting for Leslie. Like, the idea is the exact same. Entice the people to select the option you want. Children do not understand what collecting personal data means. The biggest decision they have control over in their life is whether they want pizza or pasta for lunch. This is terrible. It's really atrocious. You're gonna create an app that's gonna collect kids' personal data? Seriously? How fucked up is that? Morgz, I thought you were clickbait and boring and bad and terrible and frankly a detriment to society, but this is a whole new level of scumminess. You are entering rice scum levels of scumbaggery here. You guys know why this app and other companies collect personal data? It's to sell that data to other companies. Data collection shouldn't even be a part of this app, and even if it was, it should automatically be turned off until someone manually goes in and changes it. I am actually really concerned about the thousands or even millions of children who are just gonna click sure because they want to get straight to the game and don't understand what data collection is. But Gus, it says that you can only agree if you're 16. Kids won't lie about that. Firstly, kids won't probably even read that far down in this agreement because again, they are kids and just want to get to the game. And secondly, kids will just lie about their age in anything. I know from experience. To create a YouTube account, you have to be 13. Obviously, before I was 13, I created an account saying I was 20. So I could not only create an account, but see all that 18 plus content.
You ready to go swimming?
I'm ready to go swimming.
If the US government is gonna ban TikTok, then they might have to come for this app next because it's essentially doing the same thing. But I'm not done with the terms and service of this app, because if you go to the settings tab in the app, you'll find only sub-tabs for the terms of service, privacy policy, ad privacy, and privacy. That's really weird. I'm not sure why they all needed to be separate, but thanks because it made my life easier. When you click on one of the sub-tabs, you are taken to the website of the creator of the mobile game, BBTV, and you can see their privacy policy. And oh my god, there's a lot of concerning stuff here. I want to be clear that I'm no expert when it comes to COPPA and the laws and regulations of data collection, but from my eyes, I'm not a big fan of the stuff I see in these terms. In the privacy policy, they list some of the highlights of the official policy. All of the bullet points seem pretty reasonable, except for the second, which says, we only collect and keep the data we need. Now, it's entirely possible they're only keeping data like your account name so you can log back in, and other standard stuff, but this sentence is eerily vague. What entails data that you need? Is that my account name? Is that access to my searches on Google? Is that my credit card information? Again, it's the highlights of the policy, so they're trying to be brief, but it still seems really sus. So let's go through the rest of the terms. Here's a rundown of all the things they make very clear. They make it clear that they do use data to target ads for people in their mobile games. They are also clear in multiple spots that they do share data with unaffiliated third parties, which means basically they can share with anyone who wants it and has the right price. They are also clear that they cannot guarantee the absolute security of their personal data, which they put in bold. And they are clear they do not knowingly enter into these agreements with kids under 13. game. I call bullshit. Let's not pretend like there aren't websites, games, and other social media companies taking our personal data and sharing it. Of course there are. And in these terms, they make it clear that they agree to the laws of COPPA as they stand. But this is where I get pissed, because again, you know who the fans of Morgz are. They are children. You can say all this shit like, we do not knowingly enter in agreements with 13-year-olds, but you do, because they are the people who use this app. You cannot tell me that you expect every kid to understand that initial notification and click no to it. And the kids should not be the ones at fault if they do click yes. You might disagree with me on this because you can say, well, the notification is up there and they're the ones who sign it and say, sure, use my data and sell it. But kids cannot be responsible for making that decision because they are kids and they're stupid. Have you seen the head size of a 7-year-old kid? If it was detached from its body, you could palm it and throw that shit like 40 yards. The bottom line is they cannot make those kind of decisions. This is just really scummy, and I know I'm repeating myself at this point, so we can move on to the actual game, but this still pisses me off a lot. And after all of that, we aren't done. We still have to go over the actual game itself, and don't be worried, the game is absolute garbage. So in the actual gameplay, there's only 2 mini games that you can play. The first is the cleverly titled Food or Not Food. In this game, either food or not food will appear on the screen, and if it's food, then you feed it to your character, and if it's not food, then you slap it away. As you can see from the gameplay, it's incredibly challenging, but it gets better. Once you've leveled up enough, you can move on to the more complex hot lava floor game. In this game, you jump from chair to chair, avoiding the lava while picking up a new 40k Rolex watch to get bonus time. In both games, there is a timer, so you can only play so long before the game ends. I would have liked the games to have no time limits so I could just keep going until I make a mistake, but the problem is that besides the time limits, the games are just so incredibly easy that they would just never stop. If I had to make a choice between which is the better game, I would have to say the lava floor game is just a bit superior because it's more complex with 2 buttons and the bonus time watches. It's no Dark Souls, but it's pretty close. I will give a bit of sympathy because the game just launched, so I wasn't expecting there to be an endless amount of content, but I mean, at least a couple more mini games would have been nice. God forbid they actually complete the whole fucking game before they release it. Once you've had enough gaming from the 2 mini games that you can play, you can look at the leaderboard, which won't load up. You can go to the character customization, where you can use the in-game currency to purchase new clothing. However, you can only unlock them randomly like a loot box. Then there is the shop, where you can find all your microtransactions, because of course they need to finish that part of the game before actually finishing the gameplay aspect. Here are a few more less important critiques. The in-game music is super loud, and even on the lowest volume setting, it's still pretty easy to hear. Also, it was pretty clear that Morgz only recorded so many lines for this game. In the lava game, every single time you collect a watch to get more time, Morgz says, "Extra time! Extra time! Extra time! Extra time! Extra time!" And whenever you finish a game and collect your cash, he'll always say, "You've earned it! You've earned it!" Oh, this right up here, that's a 30-second ad. And you're gonna see a lot of them if you play this game. This is fun, right? This is how games are supposed to be played. It's really fun with all these ads. Lastly, why is it that whenever they have the cartoon Morgz come on screen, he keeps his thumbnail O face perfectly still and bobs his head to the side like he's some sort of horror movie antagonist? It's really creepy. Morgz's game is filled with microtransactions, lacks any content, and might collect and sell personal data from kids. Overall, I have to give it a 9 out of 10. Let's see if the other reviewers agree with me. I support Morgz and didn't try out the game, but it seems pretty good. Good game, but the challenges are ripoffs of Mr. Beast. The game is cheap. 5 stars. So good, Morgz. Amazing as well. Nope. Poo. Game is poo-poo. Couldn't agree more, frankly. Poop. Ha 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 ha. And my favorite review, die. For the love of all that is holy, please do not get Morgz Ultimate Challenge. This app is absolutely terrible and could really hurt you. So do not get it at all, whatever age you are, even if you are a child. Even if you are the biggest Morgz fan on the planet. Please, do not get this app. I cannot help but parallel this app to a greater problem in YouTube today, which is the fact that we have so many channels that are exploiting children in so many different ways just to get views and likes off of them, or even worse, money. I said this in my previous Morgz video, but it just bothers me how today so many content creators for kids out there don't seem to be really passionate about teaching kids. They're more like Morgz and just trying to make a quick buck off of them. People like Mr. Rogers and Steven Hillenberg dedicated their life to providing content for kids, and they were passionate about it, and they didn't care about the money. And to end on a more positive note, I want to do something that I don't do nearly enough of on this channel, which is thanking all of you for watching this video. If you've gotten to this point, that means that you watched the entire thing, which I really truly appreciate. The channel's been doing really well recently, so I'm very thankful for that, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you later, skaters.